With Santa Clara City Councilmember Jamie McLeod. She's proud to be the first out lesbian elected in the South Bay, and I'll be asking her why she thinks elected and appointed officials should reflect the diverse communities that they serve.
We'll round out this month's show with Aaron Bruno's piece from the Cinequest Film Festival in San Jose.
Elected to the Santa Clara City Council in 2004, Jamie McLeod is proud to be the first out lesbian elected in the South Bay. Her background includes city planning, organizational development, engineering, and refugee relief services. Jamie believes that in addition to providing for excellent city services and good land use policies, elected and appointed officials should reflect the diverse communities they serve. Jamie, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Thanks for letting me be here.
Now, you have a strong belief that we should all get involved in local politics.
Absolutely.
And why is that?
Well, I think our communities are better served when they reflect the diversity of the members of the community and the people who are in our community. And a lot of people assume that they don't have a strong voice in government, but there are many ways to get involved and have your voice heard, and it's important that people get involved.
Now, what are some of those ways? Because you came up in the ranks and you had your involvement, and then you ran and you won for city council. So how did that happen?
It runs the gamut in terms of getting involved. It runs the gamut from speaking out at council meetings, writing letters, showing up, and also serving on boards and commissions, and also running for elected office.
So what about your background got you involved in public service and kind of focused you towards who you are today and what you're doing?
Well, I've always been interested in community service, and that's been a real passion of mine. I started out in engineering, worked as an environmental analyst for a while, had the opportunity to work overseas in Bosnia just after the war, in Kosovo also, working in refugee relief services. Came back to the States, worked some more for the International Rescue Committee in refugee relief services, worked on some organizational development, and then got back into planning, which is my background's in engineering and planning. So finally got back into planning. And it was a local issue in my community. There were 3 of our council members were terming out, and it just seemed the right thing to do, to offer to serve the community.
Wow, we have a remarkable background. Who is your role model for that, or who can you point to for those type of experiences?
Well, in terms of community service, it's really, it comes back to family. My mom is a real major role model for me in my life. In terms of values, it was my family. Holly Near was the previous segment was on music, and Holly Near was I was a big fan of hers. But also in terms of local government, someone who I'm a big fan of is Ken Yeager, who's our first out elected official in the South Bay.
Before.
Yeah, and he's running now for county supervisor, and we have the opportunity to have him serve our community in a larger capacity. And so he's done a great job. Sally Lieber, who served at Mountain View and now in the State Assembly, really encouraged me to run, and they've been some great role models.
Great. Let me ask you this. Your experiences and the person who you are, does that give you a different look at some issues, different from your colleagues perhaps?
I think so. I think one of the things in looking back, having both experiences, like I was as a child, I grew up overseas and lived in Tanzania for 6 years. Wow. And I think that helped to shape my perspectives, being a bit of an outsider in that role. Also, I came out when I was 19 and faced, as a lot of GLBT folks, faced discrimination in different forms. And I think that, although it was painful at the time, I think it's really served me well in terms of understanding the pain of discrimination. So when members of the community who come forward and feel that government's not serving them well, it really resonates with me. Also, having worked with refugees, folks who by definition were persecuted by their governments, I really have, I think, a highly attuned sensitivity to just being aware that in government we need to strive to really serve the community well, maintain strong ethics, really reach out and be accessible to the community.
Very quickly, the Los Altos decision about proclamations, you wrote an op-ed piece in the Mercury News. Can you quickly tell us about that?
Sure. First of all, as a council member in Santa Clara, I didn't speak out as someone who was trying to set policy for another city. That's really would not be appropriate. But as a community member in Silicon Valley, I do follow issues and trends and was very concerned about their act, which I found a policy statement that was discriminatory towards our community. And I just wanted to speak out against it, really applaud the GSA, the kids who got involved and wanted to speak up and be involved in their local government. I think it's important that everyone's involved, but especially children or kids are involved in their local government and become comfortable with government.
Great. Well, it's great to have you on the show. It's great for you to be visible and to hear your message. And, you know, the more I learn about you, the more fascinating you are. Tanzania, Kosovo, all these great things you're doing.
Well, thanks for the work that you do, and also the other folks here in the studio who are bringing more information about our community to us. We really appreciate it.
Wow,
thank you.
Great. Thank you. For those of you who want more information about Jamie McLeod or the city of Santa Clara, look at your screen, and the website is there, along with Jamie's phone number. So thank you for being on the show. We really appreciate what you're doing.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
Things I'll Never Say is about friendship, love, and being honest to oneself and to everyone involved. Through the Queer Women of Color Media Arts Project, the short film will be screened from Thursday, June 8th to Saturday, June 10th at 7:30 p.m. in the LGBT Community Center, located at 1800 Market Street in San Francisco.
Well, Tom, that about wraps it up. I'd like to think we've offered something for all of our diverse community.
You know, I would agree. And if any of you out there feel overlooked, please send us your ideas so we can all benefit from your creative input. And also, thank you for tuning in.
As we leave you tonight, we take you down under to Australia with scenes from the Sydney Mardi Gras, brought to you by our own Kim Lawson. And be sure to join us again next month. Bye for now.